everyone. This is Donna's Happy Hour. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get future notifications of the videos. And please leave a comment. Thank you. Have a great day. My final couple is Howard and Ann Burg. I want to thank you again for joining me. I had Howard on my show about a month ago, and Ann had come along, and it's so interesting to be able to meet somebody and know that they have an amazing chemistry between them and their spouse, and that's why I asked you on the show, because it was evident. And I don't want to say just on Howard's part how do I want to word this? The admiration that they felt for one another. And that's one of the things that I noticed with all of the couples that I had on tonight. The admiration and the love, it's almost like an aura, that you can see it. And so you're going to have to tell me where you want to start with your love story, because I truly do not know anything about their love story.
It goes back a long time.
We met 44 years ago.
44
I
years
was
ago.
18. Howard was 20.
All right.
In 1975, at the very end of the year, just before the Christmas break, I was a freshman in college.
Oh, okay.
And I remember we were at something called the Coffee House, because music was important to Howard even then, and to me.
Where did you go? Now, where did you go to
we met
high school
there.
together?
We met at college.
You met at college.
I grew up in Washington, D.C. He grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
He had just transferred from NYU to this little school in New Jersey. And this guy in the coffee house said, "Ann Luria, I'd like to introduce you to Howard Burg." And we shook hands, and I remember looking at him, and I don't usually remember being introduced to people. In fact, for the most part, I can't remember people.
I made
that
an impression.
You did.
Wow.
You did.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, did you, when you were introduced to him, did you think, this could be it?
I didn't think that.
I
thought, I don't think so. Because I thought he had these very thick, terrible glasses that were,
That's what you wore back then.
They called them the Stanley Sweetheart glasses.
Oh, really?
And I just thought,
Back then it was stylish.
It was. It took me a while to see how handsome he was. Don't ask me why, but we became good friends. The next semester, we had a class together. A Shakespeare class. And after class, we would walk. It was a beautiful campus. We would walk and talk. So we weren't looking at each other. We were just walking side by side, and we just became very good friends. And I was telling him about this awkward situation I was going to be in, where this boy that he knew that I had just broken up with, I mean, we'd literally dated for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 dates, and I knew not working, and I told the guy not working. And and I was telling Howard, but it's really awkward because he's so upset about it.
Oh, wow.
And I don't understand why he's being so weird. We only dated for 2 weeks.
Right.
And, I just don't get it. And anyway, I said, and now there's this situation where for spring break, I'm not allowed to stay in the dorm. They're not letting me stay, and I'm going with my friends the next day.
She's from Washington, D.C.
I'm from Washington, D.C.
So.
And I said, I don't have a car, and it's going to be really awkward because we're all staying at my friend's house, but this guy Dave is staying there too. And I don't want to be in the house with him. My friends are all going out with their boyfriends, and this is really uncomfortable for me.
Right.
And I don't know what to do. And Howard just said, "I could take you out." And I was like, Are you saying that? Right away I was like, are you saying that just to get me out of a hard situation, or because you would like to ask me out? And he said,
both. Oh, wow. Okay, so you already, the wheels were spinning.
They were spinning.
Okay.
It was, things were happening quickly.
Right.
And on our first date, he wore contacts for the first time. And I had just never really looked at him because we'd taken so many walks. And I was just like, hello, Howard. Oh my goodness, how did I not catch how handsome he was? He's ridiculously
Well,
handsome.
isn't she wonderful?
I always say all he has to do is
wonderful.
shower and shave and he looks this good. It's just so not fair. But anyway.
You're right. It is amazing how, the women do the makeup and the guys, they just, fluff their hair and off they go. And
But we
yeah,
had such a great time, and he really got my attention. And then he took me dancing, and I knew he was a real gentleman because most guys, I'm not much of a drinker. If I have like half a glass of wine, that's about enough for me. So I really just like dancing, and I like to have a lot of water when I'm dancing. And he wasn't afraid to get me water from the bar because that's what I really wanted. And I was like, he's man enough to get me water. That was
wow.
Of course, I just slipped the bartender $5, but she didn't have to know that.
Wow.
But we were dancing and we were having so much fun. And the lead singer in the band, when he took a break, first of all, this man from the dance floor came up and said, "You two aren't from New Jersey, are you? You're having way too much fun to be from New Jersey."
Oh,
and then the lead singer of the band came up and said, I can tell you two have something really beautiful going on. I just think it's really beautiful. And I remember I turned to Howard, I said, "I think this guy thinks it's been going on for like 4 years, but it's only been going on for 4 hours, so I don't know."
Oh my gosh.
But I remember that distinctly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So you like to dance, or you were doing it because she likes to dance?
Well, I knew this place was really special.
Okay.
And I wanted to take her off campus too.
Okay.
Because,
I
the
didn't
only
get out much.
alternative,
Not having it
alternative was the pub. And the
Right.
reason that we were attracted to the coffee house is because we liked that environment better than the pub on campus.
Okay.
And sure enough, the place I took her to had a wonderful band,
Wow.
and it was just a great, it was a great place to go have some
great
fun.
time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a little bit. So you met in college, and then when did you finally get married? How?
About 2 months after I graduated college. So I had just turned 22.
Okay.
I had just graduated college, and that was 40 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now, did you pop the question? Did she know you were going to pop the question, or?
Well,
Why didn't you tell that?
See, I asked the right question.
well, I knew I didn't want to screw up a good thing.
Okay.
And, being the older, person in the relationship,
Right.
I didn't want to pressure her into anything.
Okay.
So I think I was trying to make my intentions pretty clear.
Okay.
But I really, I didn't want to back her into a corner or anything. I wanted it to be a mutual
Okay.
kind of meeting of the mind. And I didn't quite know how to do that. But it kind of evolved to a point where...
Well, I have to say, about a year and a half after we were dating, it was the holidays, and he gave me this heavy box.
Okay.
And I opened it up, and it says lead. And there's another box that says
It
open.
said lead.
And so
Okay.
I opened
I
it
didn't
up and
want
again.
the box to give away what
was in
was
it.
really
So
the gift.
basically, it was a
Okay.
lot
I
of
didn't want
boxes,
to give
and
her a little
inside
tip.
was a little ring. Now, this was only about a year and a half after we'd been dating.
Okay.
But in it was this ring. And when I opened the ring, I closed it immediately, burst into tears, ran into the bathroom, and started crying.
Oh, no.
So Howard said that he had intended that as like a promise ring. And I was about
Oh, my.
20 then. But anyway, but really when we decided to get married, we were driving down, it was my senior year of college, we were driving down to DC for my dad's birthday, and we're talking, long drive, and I'm saying, I'm trying to figure out after graduation, do I get an do I get a job up in New Jersey? Do I, I was like debating all these things.
You're trying to figure out your,
And I was like just throwing ideas out, and I said, or we could get married, and Howard said, that's a good idea. And I said, really? And he said, yes. And so, but that was sort of it, and I was like, really? And the next day we're having breakfast with my
We
parents.
have a very democratic relationship. So we put the vote out on the floor to see how
but
it would evolve.
Yeah,
Right.
and but there was no real actual proposal. But I finally held a tone. About 15 years ago, I think I got you to finally propose in front of the kids.
Oh, really?
Wanted to make sure it was a
wow.
sure thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it
my
is.
gosh.
Yeah.
So how many children?
Three.
Three. Oh,
Three.
my goodness.
So we were married 4 years. Our first child was due 2 days before our anniversary. He was due the day before our anniversary, our 4th
Oh,
anniversary.
wow.
And we went dancing to shake him out because he wasn't coming
He wasn't,
out.
oh, no.
And it was very late summer. We were in a 4th floor walk up with no air conditioning. It was one of those really hot summers. And so we went dancing to shake him out. And not that night, but the next night I went into labor.
Really? Oh my gosh. Well, you're lucky your water didn't break while you were dancing.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
that would have been. But that is a great story. See, I love this, you know. So, but I love the stories where you met early, like, you know, 18 or 19, or even like Sean and Annette, you know, where he was 10 years old. I think that's so adorable, and how things evolve. So now you've been together 40 years.
44. Almost.
44
Yep.
years. That's a long
I
time.
mean, married 40, but
Right.
been together. In
Right.
April, our first date will be 44
And
years.
I forgot to ask, Annette, Sean, how long were you guys together now?
Married 25.
25.
together 30.
And Kat and Alan?
200.
200.
So-
All right, okay.
Oh,
When you're,
you
when,
wanna hear
when,
it funny?
when you're counting to forever, you don't keep counting.
You don't get, that's true. That's right. That's
That's
very
right.
true. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
So it was before we had our first date, but I guess I just really felt so comfortable around you because I could always talk to you. And I had just started meeting all these nice young men on campus. I was dating, remember, I was just a freshman. And this one young man, very nice, and he brings
No
me
names.
back to the door, no names.
Right.
And he said, would you like to do anything else? And I said, I'm thinking in my head, I wonder if Howard's at the coffee house. So I said, no, thanks. I'm actually a little tired. Thank you so much for a lovely evening. And as soon as he left, I raced back upstairs, came out, and I think I quickly changed. And I came out, and I'm wearing a red and white button-down, like check shirt and khaki pants. And I walk into the coffee house, and Howard's there, and he's wearing a red and white checkered button-down shirt and
Wow.
khaki pants. And
Oh,
people
my
thought we planned it, and we were just like, oh, you're here.
Oh my God.
And we had no idea the other one
No
was going to
idea.
be there.
Oh my God. Now I thought you were going to tell me that this guy that just dropped you off wound up there too, and
No,
that
no,
you
no,
would've-
no,
Oh my
no.
gosh.
He just was,
Oh, that's too funny. Oh my God.
So I just felt comfortable with him
Yeah.
before we even started dating, and I think that was huge.
And that is, yeah, it does sound
And I
very
always have. I've always been able to talk
Right.
to him about anything.
right.
Mhm.
And that's interesting because, you know, even like with Sean and Ned, obviously they, you know, she knew him as her brother's best friend. Alan and Kat, they got a chance to get to know one another through the computer and then through talking conversations on the phone. And that does seem to,
Yeah, comfort and trust.
yes, yeah,
Real
yeah.
important.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you again so much for sharing.
Thanks for inviting
your-
us.
Oh
Thank you.
no, I knew right away, as I said when I saw you the last time. But don't go too far because, as you know, we are going to do the newlywed quiz. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I have 2 poems. And let me get out the first one. Okay, here we go. Who knew that sexy was vacuuming a floor? The seductive sound of that machine, and what's more, the folding of laundry laid out on the bed, more alluring than any poetry said, and dishes all washed and put back in their place, so much more fetching than caressing the face. Off with the clothes! But to the greatest invention, alas, another machine that gets her attention. But Valentine's Day is devoted to lovers. So let's celebrate and pull up the covers. That's the first part.
Oh,
Thank you.
that is so cute. So
And now
cool.
I have a short sentimental one. So years together, a life from the past, days of the present continues to last. The life spring of children grown, the mother of our happy home, the greatest love I've ever known.
Oh, we are so